Greetings, Poke fans. Welcome back to Poke Relaxing. Today I wanted to take a quick peek at some market action that has caught my eye. I'm looking at the Shrouded Fable Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes. Now, if you have been watching my channel for the last couple of weeks, you've probably heard me mention that these boxes here, were kind of steadily selling out and would eventually sell out. I can't remember what the last sort of estimated time of sellout was when I did a video, but I feel like it was probably like 2 weeks ago I mentioned this, and the estimated sellout date was a month away. So it's felt like there was a lot of time. I felt like I had time to pick some of these up, and I never actually did, at least not from Pokemon Center. In one sense, I missed the boat, but I actually did have another opportunity to pick these up, which was even better. So I hope that if you wanted these, you were able to get them. Long story short is, for the longest time, there was just a ton of these available at Pokemon Center to purchase for MSRP. It was the last remaining Pokemon Center exclusive ETB. And it sort of felt like it would linger on for longer than it ended up lingering on. And it's kind of interesting. Sometimes I think people have the sense more recently that the market has slowed down quite a bit, and it probably has slowed down some aspects of it. Others, I think, are moving along, as rapidly as the booster boxes have been moving in the last couple of months, and this might be an example. Shrouded Fable has gotten a big boost of interest in the last week and a half or so, because a lot of the cards have been going up in value. It was the last somewhat affordable set in a lot of product formats, and so it was kind of due to take off like everything else had, and it did so in the last week and a half, 2 weeks or so. So this product was inevitably going to sell out. It's got the Pokemon Center exclusive stamped promo of Petrant, and anything you can get at MSRP at Pokemon Center that has any hope of being popular one day, which I think all of the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs would qualify for. It's going to sell out. So this one did sell out. It was an earlier sellout than I think we imagined. But the other thing that is interesting is that a couple of weeks ago, you all may have noticed that the ability of people to see stock levels at Pokemon Center went away. Basically, Pokemon Center fixed or changed their website and its API so that the ways that people were using to figure out stock levels of products at Pokemon Center broke, and nobody has figured out a way to fix that yet. So basically, as of a couple of weeks ago, we've been flying blind in terms of seeing stock levels, and that's why this one kind of snuck up. I mean, usually, in the past, 6-7 months, we would have seen people talk about, the fact that this product is getting lower and lower in stock, and now's the time to buy, and we would have had some warning, but we didn't get that with this because of the change at the Pokemon Center website. So that's actually kind of an interesting development in terms of watching things at the Pokemon Center and being able to buy them soon before they go out of stock, which is usually when they will go up in price. I did want to take a quick look at now the market price, excuse me, of this ETB that just went out of stock, because typically we'll see things spike as soon as they do go out of stock, and it does appear at first look this is what we're seeing here. This is so this is the product at TCG Player. You can see this thing, basically has been on an upward trajectory since like mid-January, and then right here is kind of when it went out of stock, and it's got this little uptick here right at the end, where it's jolting forward at even a higher pace than it had been in the prior several weeks. So this is wow, last sale $94, crazy. 87, 85, 90, 90. So people are snapping these up, folks. These are basically a $90 ETB at this point. And once again, the price on these, that you could pick these up for the last, year and a half, 2 years, basically since this product's been out, was $59.99 plus tax. So, for me, that's probably another, whatever, $5, so $65 shipped. You could buy these for all day long for, the last 2,000 years. Now immediately they're up to $90 and climbing. So, just yet another tale of how when things go out of stock at Pokemon Center, they climb very rapidly, and that's a very easy, play for those wanting to invest in some sealed Pokemon products. So, another product that kind of we've all been watching and expecting to have the same phenomenon happen to would be the Battle Styles booster box, which is the last remaining Sword and Shield era booster box available for MSRP at Pokemon Center. These are $143.64, which you'll notice is cheaper than the MSRP for current era products, because each new era the price changes a little bit for MSRP. So these are a relative discount by today's booster box MSRP standards. And this product's been out of print for 2, 3, 4, well, not 4, but 2 or 3, 2.5 years, I guess, is what I think. Actually, do they say on here? Sometimes I feel like they do say like the year, but doesn't seem like they say it here. In any event, this booster box, is one that has been in stock forever. As of like 2-3 months ago, there was like 20,000 of these available, and as of 2 weeks ago, when we were last able to see stock levels, I think it was down. It was like under 10,000, maybe like 8,000 left. So my prediction is that these are going to sell out pretty quickly. And I have not bought any of these from Pokemon Center. I mean, I have a couple cases of these from just when I was, first getting back, not back into, first getting into Pokemon. I just wanted to buy as many, cheap booster boxes as I could, and this was one of the cheapest from the Sword and Shield era. So I bought a couple cases of this at probably like $100 and $110 a box. Not a great deal, honestly, back then, but at this point, a pretty solid deal. But will I buy more of this? Maybe. We'll see. You'll recall that the last booster box from the Sword and Shield era to sell out at Pokemon Center was Vivid Voltage, which kind of is the second, most hated set in the Sword and Shield era. And I did buy probably maybe 4 or 5 cases of that because I like it a little bit better than Battle Styles as a set. So I figured, why not? And again, those boxes were $134 plus tax, so free shipping. You're looking at about $150, probably $2 a box, depending on what the sales tax is in your state. Which for a booster box that's been out of print for a couple of years, seems this one's been out of print it's been in print, or has been around since 2020, so 4 years it's been around, but probably been out of print for at least 2 years. In any event, about $150 and change, 152 bucks, 154 bucks, something like that, for a booster box that's 4 years old in this market seemed like a crazy good deal. So had to pick up some more of these, even though I did have a couple cases of these for my initial entry into the Pokemon market. And I want to take a quick peek at these because, again, these sold out maybe a month ago, or so ago, and I wanted to see the price movement on this. And as you can see, even before it sold out, it started to kind of march up in anticipation of that sell. And I bet like right about here, or like mid-January, is when it sold out, because this is a much faster rate of growth right in this period right here than even it had seen prior to the sellout. So I have to say the price action on those Shrouded Fable ETBs is beyond what we see here, but I mean this growth rate is very, very strong. We can look at the last few sales. $200 for a box, again, that you could have shipped to your door for $152, $184, $189. But ugly. Please rip me. Okay, I'll look at this. I have to see it. All right, just nothing helpful for the picture. But $190, high 180s. We're now seeing on this booster box. Not a ton of these selling, quite frankly. So pretty low volume numbers. But this is going to be probably a $200 box, relatively soon. And again, you had tons of opportunity to buy this at 150 and change shipped. And I made videos about this. Many people made videos about this. So if you do have money that you want to put into play in the sealed market, seems like Battle Styles is probably another place, or a solid place to do that, because these are going to do the same thing that Vivid Voltage did, unless there's a sort of market-wide correction that happens in the near future. Could always happen. You always have to be ready for that. So if you don't have a ton of money and having it tied up in Battle Styles, if the market crashes, is going to be a terrible thing, then certainly don't do it. But if you have money that you want to put into play for the next 6 months, a year, 2 years, then I think this is actually a very solid idea to pick these up. So what else at the Pokemon Center is kind of worth looking at right now? Well, the other play that I think is very tried and true is the build and battle stuff for Sword and Shield sets that are about to go out of stock. So previously, we saw Evolving Skies, Build and Battle kind of be the last things you could get from Pokemon Center with Evolving Skies, and then it was Chilling Reign stuff, and then it was Lost Origin stuff, and then it was I forget what the last one was, but like Astral Radiance is on the list. I think those are probably sold out. Oh, Fusion Strike was a big one. They had those build and battle products around for a very long time. Now, Brilliant Stars is kind of one of the last remaining quality Sword and Shield sets, which I take to not include Battle Styles and Vivid Voltage. And you can buy both the Battle Stadiums, which has 12 packs, and the Build and Battle boxes, which has 4 packs. So these are basically $5 per pack for Brilliant Stars. There's probably a fair amount of these available. I picked up, just a small handful of Fusion Strike stuff before that stuff went out, and it was a great investment. It's all up, like 80-90% at this point. So when this goes out of stock, it will go up. I haven't bought any of this yet, primarily just because I have a lot of Brilliant Stars coverage, because I bought like 10 cases of ETBs like a few months ago at a really nice price. So I feel pretty good about my coverage on this set, and don't really want to go too crazy with it. Plus, you can only buy 4 of the build and battles, so it's not super easy to accumulate quantities of this stuff if that's what you're after or into, and that's certainly what I'm into, is quantities of stuff. But I did want to mention one thing when you're looking at like opportunities with these build and battles. You see $59.99 is the price that you pay, before tax, for this build and battle at Pokemon Center. But if you look at the market right now, these are actually not selling for a whole lot. There is this one from $70.90 this is from a long time ago, 124. But there were quite a few sales, like at 49, 48, 48, 48, back sort of the end of December. So I'm not sure how relevant those are, but my suspicion is that you could probably find these selling at like, small online sellers who have stores, like I do, for, at or below the MSRP that you would pay at Pokemon Center, and you might, if you're, lucky, get free shipping on that. If you buy maybe a couple of them, a lot of small stores have sort of like $100 free shipping limit. So if you get free shipping and you don't pay tax because, the seller is not in your state, then that could be a significantly better deal than what you'd pay buying through Pokemon Center. So those kind of deals will evaporate very quickly after sellout at Pokemon Center. So, now is the time to be looking for those. And that would probably be the route I would check first before buying a bunch of stuff from Pokemon Center like this. Usually it's a lot harder to find things like booster boxes that way for good prices, but it does happen. I have bought, like Silver Tempest booster boxes from like small online sellers as that stuff was going out of stock, or maybe like shortly thereafter at the Pokemon Center, and got some good pricing and free shipping and no tax. So you don't necessarily need to jump into Pokemon Center, but it's good to kind of keep an eye on things there. And if these are all, dried up elsewhere in the market, then certainly PokemonCenter.com is not a terrible place to buy stuff. So that's what we got for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed that and found it informative, and gave you some ideas about opportunities to pick up some stuff that may be going up in value relatively soon, just like the Shrouded Fable Elite Trainer Box. I did want to mention, maybe some of you are curious, so I had planned to buy these for a very long time, because, I actually really like Shrouded Fable, and I don't really have a lot of Pokemon Center ETBs from many sets, so I felt like this was a pretty obvious play. I was going to wait it out. But actually, like a couple of weeks ago, somebody that I have bought a bunch of stuff from in the last couple of months, that I connected with through DealerNet originally for a sale. I was buying some prismatic ETBs from them for slightly under market, and they have a lot of stuff, kind of coming and going, and so they usually drop me a line if they have something they think I might be interested in. So he had mentioned that he had some Shrouded Fable Pokemon Center ETBs coming in, and I thought, oh well, those are not very hard to get because they have them at Pokemon Center. So I said, what's your pricing? Is it cheaper than Pokemon Center? And he said, actually, yeah, a little bit better. And I think I got them for like $55 each in sealed cases, and then he had 3 sealed cases. So for me, that's a huge score because, when you compare that opportunity to buying from Pokemon Center, A, it's a little bit of a discount. B, I'm not paying sales tax on it, since this is coming from another dealer. So that's a huge, huge savings versus, maybe not huge, but it's probably like a 10% savings versus what I would pay at Pokemon Center. So that was a huge score for me. I got 3 cases of 4. So that's probably all I would have bought at Pokemon Center. But anytime I can chip off a little bit from the price I'm paying for something, and my entry is just a little bit better than market, I'm pretty happy camper if it's something I'm planning to hold for the long term, as is the case with these ETBs. So anyways, so that's where I ended up getting my Shrouded Fable Pokemon Center ETBs from, and I'm super happy to have them at this point. I mean, they're already up. Again, I paid $55. They're going to 90. That's a huge gain. It's like a 50% gain in like a week. So it's nice because, again, if the market crashes, I mean, it might just sort of put me back to where square one, which is fine because I have years to wait on this stuff. So, all right, with that, I'll end. I hope everybody's doing well. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay relaxed. Bye now.